The Audi R8 has always been an incredible car. Not only did it look cool, I mean, Iron Man drove one for goodness sake, but it was also fast, and this is a more impressive trick, you could use it every single day. In some ways, it was the perfect sports car. The problem is though, maybe it was just too perfect. By being so bloody good at everything, people started to take the R8 for granted. It delivered so often that driving it, looking at it, became like having a steak for every meal. Nobody was impressed anymore. Deep down, Audi probably knows this too, and it's kept that very much in mind when building the new one. And this is it, the new Audi R8 V10 Plus. This is supposed to raise the bar, to get tongues wagging again. It's supposed to bridge the gap between common as muck sports cars that we've all seen before and exotic supercars that we all yearn for. So am I yearning? Yeah! Yeah! Two versions of the new Audi R8, both very fast cars. One of them has 532 brake horsepower, and the other one, well, that's an absolute monster. Let me break it down for you. When the Audi R8 was released, originally, its piddly little V8 engine only managed 420 brake horsepower. This top-of-the-line V10 Plus edition has, wait for it, 602. As a result, this new car is fast. 0 to 62 miles per hour comes and goes in 3.2 seconds. Top speed is faster than a McLaren 650S Spider at 205 miles per hour. Here's how fast this car is. Right now I'm doing 70 miles an hour, and in most cars, if I floor it, nothing happens. Watch when I floor this. Jesus! You get exactly the same grunt at 70 as you will if you were at a standstill. This thing is just ballistic. The Audi R8 also uses its four-wheel drive technology to great effect through the corners. There's almost nothing, no weather conditions, no amount of ham-fisted driving that can hold this thing back. The grip and body control is just off the charts. This new car is 15% lighter than before thanks to a new aluminium setup, and it feels so agile. It's so composed, so effective that you almost feel as if an idiot could drive it. And here's the proof. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that I could lap Landau circuit faster in this Audi R8 V10 Plus than I could in the more powerful McLaren. I just trust it, and not necessarily because I can feel it. This particular car uses Audi's optional dynamic steering package, and there's not an awful lot of feedback from the wheel. But that doesn't matter, because as I come into the chicane, I throw it in, I point it, and it goes exactly where I want it to go. As for the engine, it's an old school V10. There's none of that turbo nonsense going on here, which is great. It means you can just ring it out. Above 4,000 RPM, it just takes off, and it keeps on going and going and going up towards 8,500 RPM. All the while making the kind of noise that can wake the dead. 8,500 RPM, you just don't get that in modern engines. It's a wonderful, wonderful soundtrack. The gearbox is magic too. Slightly clunky around town, but it really comes into its own when you're hammering it, and it does exactly what you ask of it. And the best thing about the Audi R8 is that I can just back it off, relax, and suddenly it's a normal, relaxed car again. You can forget that literally 2 minutes ago it was eating supercars for breakfast. This is a vehicle you can truly use for every single occasion. And that's what makes this thing so special. Anyone who thinks the new R8 is too boring, too sensible, or not exotic enough is a fool. This car is an absolute monster in every respect. Yeah, it's okay, you can argue it's too good, but when has being good ever been a bad thing?